48 hours before she passed away, I had the incredible zechus to meet someone, to just stumble into their hospital room, someone who I didn't know, who would have an indelible impact on my life forever, who I will, bli neder, never be able to forget, because she showed me what it truly means to live a life well lived. And she was a real example. And I literally met her for 2.5 hours, but she exemplified to me what Judaism has to say about living life to the fullest and being as happy, what that even means, as we can. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Ayala. I speak about Judaism, faith, and spirituality, and teach singing lessons. If you're interested, you can find the link somewhere on my channel for that, or go to ayalavoice.com. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the life-changing thing that happened to me that I just immediately knew I have to get on YouTube and share this with everyone who watches these videos, because I feel like there's so much online and in our society that tells us, especially on YouTube, how to live life to the fullest, how to be happy. Maybe it's, for me, I get a lot of content about like how to grow a business, how to like make money, how to just like find things that don't matter and pursue them relentlessly. And we can get so caught up in that and so lost in thinking that our jobs are things that we can take with us when we pass away, and our fame is something that we can take with us when we pass away. The truth is, I walked into a hospital room of someone who was dying. I didn't know they were dying. I didn't know them 3 days ago. And I saw someone who could not even speak. They were in the oncology ward. They had a huge sign on their hospital wall that read 7 affirmations to build bitachon, trust in God. Number 1, Hashem, the creator of the universe, loves me more than anyone else in the world possibly can. Number 2, Hashem, the sustainer of the universe, cannot be distracted and lose sight of me. His love for me is constant and uninterrupted. Number 3, Hashem, the sustainer of the universe, has the power to give me anything I need or want. Number 4, Hashem, the supervisor of the universe, knows exactly what's best for me. He understands me and knows, better than I do, what is ultimately in my best interests. Number 5, Hashem, the supervisor of the universe, has taken care of me since birth and has already given me far more than anything I could request. Number 6, there is no power other than the universe. There is no power in the universe, on which to rely. No one can interfere with my success or cause me harm. Only Hashem, the sustainer of the universe, can grant me success and alleviate my troubles. Number 7, like a loving father, the creator and supervisor of the universe generously gives me what I need, if it is ultimately good for me, and not only what I strictly deserve based on my merit. The 7 affirmations to build bitachon. She had this on a poster on her wall while she was essentially in her deathbed in her last couple hours on this earth. Then she had another poster, this patient in the oncology ward, that said the 6 constant mitzvos that she could do while she was bedridden, while she was essentially dying. She couldn't do much, but here are these 6 constant mitzvos she and we can all do. Number 1, know there is a God. 2, don't believe in other powers. Make Hashem one. Fear Hashem. Love Hashem. Do not stray after your heart or your eyes. So that shook me to my core when I walked in there, because here's someone going through the ultimate test, illness, facing death, at death's door, and her emunah and faith and bitachon was palpable. She shamelessly had 2 huge posters reminding her about God's truth and God's love, even though she was suffering, even though she was in pain, even though she couldn't speak. It was so inspiring to see. And that is the only thing those mitzvot, that devekis and connection to Hashem is the only thing she'll be able to take with her into the next world. She passed away Motzei Shabbos, and she showed me that you don't take, she was a principal at a school, but you can't take your career with you. She can't take her wealth with her. She can't take anything besides those tenets of faith that she had built throughout her life, that close relationship with Hashem, and the mitzvos that she was privileged to do throughout her life. She did a lot of mitzvos, Baruch Hashem, and she was able to connect to God through them, and that's all she could take with her. And she also reminded me that above anything we see online, because we don't see this on Instagram, on social media, superficial relationships are not to our advantage. Cultivating real deep relationships and caring for other people and loving other people is the only thing that matters in reality. When we leave this world, I was going to say, but also now, if you think about it. This woman on her deathbed was getting phone calls from her nieces, her nephews, grandchildren all around the country, saying how much they love her, how an amazing person she is. People cared about her because she touched so many people's lives. That is the hallmark of a life well lived. That is what truly matters. It doesn't matter how many people went on her website or followed her on Instagram. I don't even think she had Instagram, for sure not. But basically, all this to say that our generation is so focused on superficial relationships, on how we seem externally to other people, how we look online, how we appear to other people, when in reality, none of that matters when you're on death's door. All that matters is how deeply you loved people and how they felt that for you. That's literally the only thing that matters. No one is going to remember any of us, literally. But what lives on is the mitzvos that we did, the acts of kindness that we did, the connection we cultivated with God, and how thoroughly and deeply we cared for other people, for those around us. So she reminded me how much it behooves us in our short time on this world to not lose sight of the truth of what matters in this world. I live in Manhattan. It can be so easy. It's a daily struggle to not get caught up in the hustle culture that really, it's like automatic. Wake up, check your email, do your job, go to work out, hustle to achieve success. Meanwhile, none of that is relevant when you leave this world. The only things that we can take with us are the Torah that we learned, the mitzvos that we did, the relationship we grew to Hashem, and the love we spread and shared with those around us. And that's just the truth. So I don't know why society de-emphasizes that so much, why there's literally no emphasis on that in especially like cities. It's bizarre to me because I feel like it's such a glaring truth that we all have to face. How can we possibly be so distracted in spending the majority of our days either working or totally too absorbed in our phones? Like, social connection, but not on a superficial level, like deep and meaningful relationships, it's all that matters. You cannot take even $1 with you to the grave that you're going to. Meditating on how imminent death is for all of us, how that is the only guarantee, and how you actually cannot take one of the so-called successes that society tells you are important. We can't take the YouTube followers. We can't take the bank account. We can't take the clothing. None of us. All we can take is how thoroughly we loved other people, how we made them feel, and the mitzvos that we did. Please do not lose sight of that. She reminded me of that so starkly, and I want to remind all of you of that as well. Because there's no excuse for us all not to have these two posters in our homes now while we're alive, while we're not on our deathbed, that say the 6 constant mitzvos that we could be doing, that say how to build trust in God. There's no excuse for us to not get swept up in the propaganda that a happy life is made from wealth building and taking vacations. That's not a happy life. That's a pleasurable life. Pleasure is short-lived and fleeting and often leaves you emptier. And when you die, you have nothing to show for the vacations. You can't even take the pictures with you. Even the gym body that we were working hard to get, we have a duty to maintain our bodies, to serve God, to care for the gift that's precious that he gave us, which is a body for our souls. But we can't forget that we are souls who have bodies. We're not bodies who have souls. And this physical world is a trap. We are here to cultivate that which is eternal, and we are being sucked into the physicality so strongly we're failing the test. Do not lose sight of the real test to build only those qualities that are eternal, that you can take with you to where we're going. It's a trap to get the degree, to hustle, to build the bank account. It's literally all a trap. I'm telling you, this woman was so loving without even saying anything. She, in her last breath, I'm not even kidding, the family in her last, said that in her last, before she passed away, one of the last things she said was to find me, to thank me for visiting her. Meanwhile, I did practically nothing. But she was that appreciative and grateful for all the chesed that was shown to her. She cared about the inner qualities in people, the inner relationships, not just on a superficial level. And she is a role model for all of us. And beyond that, a reminder of what truly matters in life. Do not get caught up in the physical world. Cleanse your mind of distracting videos, distracting social media, things that are pulling at our attention constantly, politics, the news, what's going on in this country. It's a trap. All that matters is your connection to Hashem and how you made other people feel. The mitzvos that you did on this earth. That's literally all that matters. So I hope this kind of reminded you of something and sort of snapped you out of it. And thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.